they were courting. Not that they were legally married. But she portrayed herself as being single. You want to ask me, how is that possible when somebody's got a husband and children abroad and still trying to manage having a confidential affair here in Nigeria? It is very possible. Women knows how they play their games. But this is my father. Am I communicating? My mother handed me over to him when I was 17. And to the glory of God, I'm in my late 30s. Okay? Meaning that I know this man to a bit. He raised me. I lived in his house since 17 to my late 30. So that is a big deal of time. Okay? So this, from the story that we know, I am talking to you as one who has been part of him. Okay? The first time that it will ever come to his knowledge that this woman ever had a child, apart from the only child that she had before she traveled, was when that innocent girl, our own daughter, carelessly, out of joy, said to us that, my mommy I have younger ones, siblings abroad. And we never modified it. We never amplified it. We never believed it. Because we thought she was only, and much later. The younger sister to this same person told Baba that, okay, out of generosity, out of love for this man, she didn't say this to stab her sister at the back. She only said it so this man will have a first-hand knowledge of it. So in case, if the person in question gets to tell him about it, he won't meet him unprepared. Because she was already intending to advance the relationship, the courtship with the man of God. This woman was only waiting for a good time to let the cat out of the bag. What she said, and I quote, was that her reason for wanting to divorce her husband was because when she got back to the UK, she caught her husband red-handed on a matrimonial bed with another woman. And that to her appeared to be a solid reason enough to walk out of that. Would that be Ibita Fair BOBC to Lalewu? Am I communicating?
Her mother confirmed.
And her mother also confirmed it. That was after this information got to this man, not by any other source, but by a direct one, which he holds as unimpeachable. It was while she was bathing in her bedroom, this message came in. The message was from the husband, the said husband, pleading that, are you planning to leave me and the children here in UK? What other evidence is this man waiting for? And he felt it was the right time for him to confront this woman and ask her. At first she denied, but when he presented all of these evidences, she said, okay, you stay out of it. I know how to manage this situation. He thought wise of it to go after elders and seek advice. And they told him, you love this woman genuinely, but take love out of it if you cherish your future. Because what happens if this man eventually goes out to the media and starts screaming your name that you snatched his wife? If you are in his position, what would you have done? So he decided to call the to call off the relationship. I mean the courtship or relationship. Or affair. But this woman would not admit to that faith. And this man needed to take a bold step. So, of course, a year later, he got married. And after the wedding was the beginning of the problem. So, what other question?
In addition.
The third one, Daddy.
Okay.
The third one. He talked about
collecting things.
Collecting things. This is natural. We don't need to go superficial about this. This is a man who has decided to move on with his life, not even from a woman who is not willing to let go of him. He doesn't speak well of such man to still be collecting things from such woman. So obviously the answer is no. No. And the third one, the involvement of the leadership of CCC. Daddy made a quote earlier that any case that is still in court, nobody, okay, I am going to be answering two of your questions together. Nobody has the right or liberty to take it to the general public and start be talking on it. The case has been taken to the court already, because you said we ought to have done all of this aforetime. Before it went to court. No. Before it went to court. Before it went to court, it was like a rain of petition back to back. Malicious petition. And this is a pastor. God is just raising him, a public figure, to a certain level as a den. And of course, you know, every pastor, if they are not totally afraid of media, they are stylishly afraid of media. And most especially when it involves a case that can tarnish their image. So what they do is to at least see how they can arrest the situation and manage it per time. Now back to the leadership. Why did the leadership choose to be silent over this matter? Is that what you said?
Of the CCC.
The leadership of the CCC.
What's their position on this?
Okay, now, the truth is that except for the first time that he was improperly, the way it was arranged was not right. Okay, so apart from when it was arranged in an unjust manner, this case to us was nothing. Are you getting it? This case to us was nothing. So that was the only time I would say the celestial leadership would have had an inkling, like the slightest idea of it. And to us, we believe that in as much as we have a good case, one, and yes, we have the contact at our disposal. Why bother ourselves approaching the leadership? When he got into the room with the woman, he said, from the position of a pastor, if it is for me to give you everything you claim you have ever spent on me, in fact, I don't mind giving you much more than that. And at the long run, this woman felt, okay, some other charges should come in. And that was how the figure was adjusted. And of course, he admitted. But please, put his emotion into place. To play. Okay? At that moment, he admitted to pay the total sum of 8.5 million that they newly arrived at. Any other question?
Yeah, the last one here would be for now. Prior to this court judgment,
Okay.
there were a series of rumors, different people saying he dated this, he did this, he did that, before this final.
Oh, yes.
Now, apart from this particular woman, Williams-Oni,
Okay.
are there other persons he has dated or you are privy to their affairs and you like to clarify before another court matter comes up? We just like to have knowledge
that is in court or reported to any authority.
Don't know.
Apart from that woman, he didn't date any other person.
How do you mean? He has a wife now. Would he have just married the woman the same day he met her?
So for that.
So apparently he must have dated at least one or two before marriage.
Yes.
Okay? And see, I wouldn't want us to deviate.
We're talking about the controversial relationships now because that's what catapulted into this one.
Okay.
Because this one is a question of a relationship that ended up.
We don't know.
Hey, if there's any other one, report it.
We don't know.
Okay.
Thank you.